So we might get balance those after, guys.
Get a better look at those elite specs. So let's get right into it and start with our dev guests. Hi, Indigo.
Hi,
Ooh,
I'm Indigo. I'm a narrative designer and writer on End of Dragons and Guild Wars Live. I've been helping with the Golden Path. I'm a content owner from one of our open world maps that we'll talk about at a later date. And I've been helping ground the elite specializations with some really rich lore, which is why I'm here today.
Oh,
yeah, thank you for joining us. And Cal.
Oh, hey. Look.
Hi. Happy to be here. I'm
CMC, boys.
game
here
designer,
he is.
work a lot on PvP and War vs. World. And
very nice.
I work on elite specializations. So I'm here to show some of those off.
He's Unchained.
I'm really excited
elite spec overlord.
Well, thank you both. Let's get right into it and start with the Harbinger.
Oh, Necro first.
Yeah, let's talk about the Harbinger.
All right, Indigo, why don't you give us some background on what the Harbinger is all about? Because we saw the video earlier this week, but...
Yeah, absolutely. So the Harbinger is a really, really fun class, and it's a little bit of a tonal breakaway from what we're used to with the Necromancer, which are traditional summoners in a fantasy realm. They're summoning the dead. But the Harbinger specifically is our mixture between a snake oil salesman meets an Old West gunslinger. So it's very fun.
That is an unusual
and it's a little nefarious
thing there.
and really unpredictable. But in Cantha, people have discovered that you can extract ancient magic from the Jade as a result of the Jade Wind. And the Harbingers, who are also very adept alchemists, have realized that they can take that energy and imbue it into their elixirs as well as their bullets.
Any lore
for their
fans in the
main
chat,
pistol.
guys?
And the result is incredibly deadly and noxious. And I think
Any snakes in the chat? Any oil?
So, well,
Any
let's
oilers?
take a look and have Cal run us through how it works.
Dude, give us the CMC, activate
All
us.
right, let's do it. So,
Oh,
Harbinger,
elixirs.
Right, pistol necro, elixirs, cool stuff. Important note for the balance update. Harbinger Shroud is actually something that Scourge does right now, but not anymore. We're renaming that to Sandstorm Shroud.
Sandstorm
a lot more
Shroud.
thematic. And since we now have a character called the Harbinger, it probably makes sense that Harbinger Shroud.
Okay, Harbinger Shroud. Let's see. What does it do?
Let's dive in here. There's actually a lot of stuff going on with the Shroud mechanic on the Harbinger, so let's just start going over them.
That
First
sounds
off,
scary.
Let's see if
Wait, what?
As long as you are in combat and you have life force, you're going to see that life force is going to be drained over time to heal the Necromancer.
Wait,
so this is going to create kind of like an interesting
that is interesting.
Dynamic in how you're going to play the game, being able to build up enough
that actually
life
sounds
force
quite
to
scary,
enter
I'm not going to
Shroud,
lie.
But at the
Wait, you
same
can actually
time,
heal?
You need to make sure that you're avoiding
life
enough
force
damage so that it doesn't actually
automatically
drain too much of that life force. And
you do
and you
damage
still get the
to
upside of the heal, but a lot of the time you're going to be wanting to go into that Shroud and get access to those damaging abilities. So it's kind of, right off the bat, kind of an interesting change of pace for this character. And there's a lot more to come. And let's just give myself some more life force here. And first thing we're going to see when we hop into Shroud, we're starting to accumulate this mechanic called Blight.
Oh, it drains slowly.
And we'll see a little bit more of this on the rest of the spec as well.
Oh, negative HP.
Blight,
You're losing max health, actually. Look, he's losing max health.
Negative health. This is temporary health, 2% per stack. This stacks up to 25 times, so you can lose up to 50% of your maximum health if you are capped on Blight. And the trade-off there is that some of the traits on this character are going to reward you for accumulating a lot of Blight, and that's going to
Oh, this is a very good implementation, actually. Yeah. This is exactly what Necro wanted, actually. What?
Character, which is
that's insane.
More of this
people always wanted this very
glassy,
risky, glassy character, but Necro. I love that. Actually, good design. Yeah, I like that.
Reinforce that.
Yeah.
Looking to make this more of a high DPS, a little more mobility than Necromancer is used to. We'll get to that as we get into the Shroud skills.
Let's go.
So
Green Weaver,
key mechanic. We'll see that in Elixirs as well. The other thing to note about Harbinger Shroud is that life force will not actually protect you, will not absorb damage while you're in Shroud. You are just going to take full damage from abilities against your health total. So this, again, makes the character a little bit more squishy, but at the same time, it also gives you more access to life force because you can't actually be pushed out through damage, eating through all your life force. You're going to have access to Shroud as long as you have life force. Obviously, you'll be accumulating Blight as that goes on, and you're going to be susceptible to damage. So really big moment of high risk, high reward again. And since you're able to take damage, you're also allowed to be healed. So it's a pretty big disconnect from the typical
so you can be healed in Shroud. That is
Reaper.
interesting.
Kind of similar
very
to
interesting
Scourge
right
in that
there.
sense, where you always kind of have access to incoming healing, and at the same time, don't have that massive protection from life force. Scourge makes up for it with some barrier. Harbinger just has to deal with it. Get some allies to heal you, get some supports, make some support friends.
Finally,
really
Necro with no mega sustain. Finally, glass cannon.
So that kind of creates a few different ways that you can interact with Shroud here, because obviously, the longer you stay in Shroud, you're going to be accumulating Blight, so you're even more and more susceptible to damage.
Show us the ability,
so sometimes you might want to
CMC.
just pop in, use all your abilities, which we will cover very shortly, but we just show off super high level. Here's some buttons to press.
Here we go, buttons. Condi.
Oh dear.
So you might pop in, use all your abilities, pop out, and really minimize the Blight. Then you're giving up some of the sustained pressure from the damaging abilities in Harbinger Shroud. But you're kind of maximizing your survivability by accumulating less Blight. Or you can have that kind of trade-off where going in with maximum health or maximum life force is going to give you access to potentially 20 seconds of Shroud. This drains at 5% per second. So up to 20 seconds of Shroud where you're going to really have access to a lot of these powerful abilities.
AoE float though, okay, that is good. It's a long one too.
Something out
Big
for all
CC.
the theory crafters in the chat real quick. Everyone who has spreadsheets, we should probably compare notes sometime because I'm a big fan of spreadsheets. But for anyone who wants to do some calculations and maybe figure out the power coefficients of all these abilities before getting your hands on it next Tuesday,
he's going to tell us the gear.
The character I'm currently on has 2,023 power, as well as about 37% boon duration. So keep that in mind.
Dude, the nerds are about to activate.
Legendary pistol, sorry, getting ahead of myself. So keep that in mind. There's your weapon strength. There's your
Get the notes out, lads.
Figure out the power
I think you should be audible now, by the way.
Everyone out there with spreadsheets, big thumbs up.
Meme.
Yeah, you definitely
And so we'll be hovering over tooltips as we go in there. So let's take a look at the actual Shroud skills now. Starting off, we have Tainted Bolt.
Ooh,
auto attack.
Condi
It's a
pistol.
little bit cooler than Life Blast. It's a little bit faster. Typical. I guess maybe a little closer to
Torment,
Reaper, which has the
double
nice
hit
auto
Life
attack chain
Blast, and it's
compared to the
fast
very
as well.
Deliberate Life Blast that Core Necro has access to. So this actually fires 2 different projectiles. So a little bit of extra value.
You're throwing bolts out. That looks very cool, actually. It's a good animation.
Already kind of preemptively reduced the burning duration of Doomfire for the Harbinger specialization because of this kind of dual hit on the auto attack.
Okay.
So a little bit of power damage.
Is that like is that double Doomfire actually?
Lovely product of Shroud for 1.
Actually, I guess it's got a cooldown, right? I guess that has a cooldown.
Moving on to Dark Barrage. This is kind of the primary damage. I'm going to have to keep resetting my Shroud over and over and over, but that's fine. This is kind of the primary damage payoff for the kit. This is a high power coefficient.
Wow, big power and big Condi. Okay. All right.
Projectile.
4-second cooldown?
That we see on stuff like Split Blade. We see it on Fan of Fire. A lot of skills have this
pretty good skill
value for being closer.
I'm sensing some
range.
dock magic here.
You're not going to get full.
And it's a long range as well. What the fuck? Holy shit. This is like a lot of like range and melee stuff you can do.
It's going to be optimal to be in melee range, and we're going to see the opportunity to get in melee range with some of the other skills on this kit.
Oh, now we have melee and range.
Moving on to both Devouring Cut and Voracious Arc. These are both movement abilities. Ooh. So Reaper gets the 1 dash on skill 2. Harbinger gets a little bit more.
Yeah, that is saucy.
That's really long. That's great. So Devouring Cut, it's more that burning speed, no evade.
Why did it have no? I think it resets cooldowns.
Voracious Arc.
Quite a short cooldown as well. I was like, wait, why is there no cooldown? Like, yeah, like what?
Squishier character. Don't want to put too many evades in there, but getting access to a little bit more movement is going to allow you to both get in and set up your Dark Barrage, or kind of disengage and get back into range for your pistol abilities.
Okay. Yeah. So that's pretty cool. That's really going to help with survival. You got an evade there too.
This one has the evade. This is the vault animation that we've seen before on Daredevil. This is also going to have a very, very short days. So this is kind of your main engage tool. This
little micro stun, little mini stun there.
Maybe interrupt something, give you a very short window of opportunity to kind of capitalize on.
What about the fifth skill though? Like the fifth skill, he's not showing it, but it's a juicer, dude. Okay, 100%.
The big CC Vital Draw.
3-second float.
Skill 5. Not uncommon for Necro to have a CC skill on skill 5. We've seen it with Executioner's Scythe on Reaper.
Shackles
on Necro or Necro.
It's
a pretty short animation, right? That is a big, that is a fucking ability right there.
This also gives you a little bit of life force as well, so
that is pretty juicy, to be honest.
Time in here if you're hitting maximum number of targets. This is a
AoE CC
3-second float, so really big potential to
with a short cast time. That is pretty big, to be honest.
Still, hit this. Dark Barrage, get out.
What is the cooldown again?
20 seconds. So you probably only use it like once per shroud.
You have a lot of opportunity to set up both yourself and your teammate with that ability.
I mean, you got to bear in mind, guys, it's kind of allowed to be powerful because it's very squishy. Right, bear in mind, guys, you lose health while you're in Shroud, and you also don't buffer your health.
And also
so you're actually extremely squishy on this, like very squishy.
And trying to make sure that the Harbinger Shroud kit
honestly, Blight is very punching. Really looking at this, it looks insanely punishing, actually. Like, you're an 11k HP, like, after you're done with Blight, right? It's pretty brutal.
So next, let's hop into the pistol kit. This is kind of a ranged, it's kind of like a hybrid DPS weapon. You can play it with either power or condition or
hybrid
both.
DPS. Nemesis will be
solid
proud.
Stat combination there. Carrion, Rabid, these, maybe not as much Rabid, but Carrion's a solid stat combination there. But looking at Vicious Shot, pretty standard auto attack, 2 bounce.
Yep.
So line up 2 targets, you're going to get a little bit extra value there.
Are you a Torment rune enjoyer,
Nothing
Miller?
too crazy, but it's an auto attack. You want to make sure it's kind of pretty basic.
I hope you like this. It's going to be good.
And
Reminder
moving
that
on to
Appy is a
Reaping
base
Shots
macro
with 2
skill, by
skills,
the way.
just a little bit
Actually true.
Off of the Vital Draw.
Oh, a lot of torment on this, actually.
This is probably the strongest, or maybe not the strongest.
But you know what I really like about this?
Good, but
they aren't overstacking it with condies. It's only applying just torment right now, pretty much. No, like, overspam there. There's no spam,
but
we don't see any traits on the skills yet, though.
That is true. You can get a pretty significant amount of AoE damage. This is obviously a little bit harder.
Look at that cleave.
Setting where they're not going to stack as cleanly on top of each other for a line projectile. But if you get that perfect line, then you're looking at potentially a lot of life force, a lot of damage.
No target cap.
The life force is only going to be once per bullet. We didn't want to overdo it too much on one skill, so this is only going to be up to 9%.
I like that.
All 6
I enjoy that.
Shots on any target.
That's good. That's
not
content.
Give you any additional value. It's only the first target struck that gives you life force. But we'll see a bit more life force generation on the rest of the kit as well.
Fucking content.
Moving on to Vile Blast.
Poison and weakness and a stun. Oh no! Why did I say they aren't overstacking it? Why is it AoE?
Necromancer weapons, looking at Axe and Scepter, for example, they each have like a singular AoE skill.
That's a juicy skill.
Still has the opportunity to kind of get AoE value out of both 2 and 3, and a little bit on the bouncing projectile with skill 1. So just looking over Vile Blast here, this is an AoE stun, short duration stun, 1 second. This is more intended to be like that interrupt disruptive value as opposed to the major crowd control setup. That's more what Vital Draw is trying to do out of the Shroud kit. But this is also going to do weakness and poison and some life.
It's kind of okay.
6 second weakness.
It's got an animation. It has an animation. Like if they increase the CD a bit, I think it's fine actually. It's fine if you increase the CD.
But if you have quickness, you should be able to get all those shots in there. And we'll actually see a little bit of quickness, a non-trivial amount of quickness as we move into the elixirs and some of the traits.
Whoa! Necro gives quickness confirmed. Whoa!
Let's look at this 900 range, pretty standard for these
confirmed.
Necromancer range.
I'm ready. Hit me with it, CMC. Unleash. This man is unchained. He's unchained.
Elixir skills next.
Okay.
So Elixir is skill type we've seen before in Engineer.
Wait.
This is,
dude, it heals like 1k.
We're going to see a lot of Blight.
What? Hello? The elite is gain all boons. It gains all boons. You lose health, but the elite is gain all boons.
Above rate in terms of what amount of boons they're going to give, because they're also going to have that downside of negative overall health.
See, it doesn't give much healing because I'm having life force heals you, right?
And healing and life force.
So that's why it's doing this.
And then we'll get to a few more exciting skills here. Elixir of Risk, 10 Might Stacks and Fury.
Yep.
More of that offensive
I wonder if it did. Is there a trait that makes it AoE?
Combine that with
Elixir.
Yeah, there has to be. Because it's only yourself, right?
Yeah, it's only you right now. What if there's a trait that makes it AoE, dude? I am so ready.
Like Elixir.
Oh my god.
It's a good call. Take a drink.
So he's drinking before he gets
he's about to leak it. He's about to unleash it. It's gonna be like AoE, like every boon in the game, dude.
So we're definitely gonna have a bit of that.
Dude, he's laughing. He knows. He actually fucking knows. He's laughing.
Anyway, Elixir of Anguish. This is first source of quickness that we're seeing in this kit. Also gives you a little bit of swiftness. Who cares about that? Quickness is the awesome thing here. You run a little bit faster. That's fine. That's fine. Everyone sees
dude, the chat window's trolling, man.
So, you can pop Elixir of Anguish, Elixir of Risk, that's a lot. Quickness, Might, Fury, big damage potential. We'll see a little bit more coming in from the elite skill once we get there as well.
Oh, here we go.
Very exciting.
Resolution. Ooh, 5 condies removed. That's a juicer.
This is
that's good.
Another life force source.
There's one Elixir missing as well, right?
Yeah, he's going to show that one later, I guess.
A little bit of resolution on top in case you have more condies on you then. He's going to reduce some of that damage. The primary value here is the
and it's life force per condi too. That's a lot of life force
generation, but it's an elixir, so it should probably apply blue. Let's put resolution. Why not?
Yeah, I like it.
One more utility skill to get to.
He's stalling on the elite.
And this is the stun break of the kit, Elixir of Ignorance.
Ooh, gain
resistance.
Nothing too crazy, but 25 seconds.
Ignore
the CDR trait in cooldown.
It is PvE balance, guys. It will be split obviously with PvP. Bear that in mind.
So it's essentially a pretty low cooldown.
You can see. Can you see, guys? It says the skills unique per game mode. These are all split.
Break option here. And finally, we are going to see...
Oh, boy.
Yes!
What is the name of the skill again?
Elixir of Ambition.
Super long tool.
Alacrity is there as well.
This applies to every boon in the game. 25 might.
It's actually not that strong.
It's
only 5 seconds
At the same time, we're looking at 10 stacks of Blight.
5 stacks of Stab.
Minus 20%.
Dude, if that's AoE, that is degen.
And, the durations are things that we're going to be looking to tune. Some of these have been adjusted for competitive modes already. We've seen the strength of abilities that apply a large quantity of boons.
Wait, it gives you 25 might. Oh my god, it does give you 25 might.
Very powerful, but at the same time,
it gives you everything.
And to justify the trade-off of Blight. So maybe going a little bit crazy to start
you do lose health with though with the Blight, right? And if you chug all the elixirs together, you do get smashed really hard.
Basically dead.
Harbinger Shroud is a very unique take.
Yeah, you get smashed hard, like really hard.
So it'll be really exciting to see.
I actually don't think this is
everyone gets their hands on
I actually don't think this is that disgusting. Actually, guys, think about it. Particularly if it's split in PvP, because you get punished so hard. Bear in mind, guys, you're still necro. You don't have a lot of evasion. You don't have a lot of self healing, really. Right? Oh, here we go. Here we go. He's got, oh my god, he's got no traits on right now.
Build.
Yeah.
He's got nothing. He has no traits.
Build toward more power damage or more condition damage.
Oh boy.
The pistol can kind of support both. Harbinger Shroud can kind of support both. We're also going to see a little bit of a potential boon support option for the Harbinger, which is something that Necro hasn't really had access to.
Let's go, let's go.
I'm scared.
Unleash it, give it to me.
Support role more on the barrier side, and a little bit of little bit of Connie Cleanse in there.
Maybe Unchain a bit too hard.
I want to see an Unchain here.
And so maybe
CMC, Unleash.
Deduce what one of the traits is going to be based off, boon support, elixirs give boons. I wonder what's going to be there.
No, there is an AoE one.
Well, let's start out with the minor traits. Alchemic Vigor, increased vitality. Why not? This is great. Necro loves vitality, more life force, more health.
Oh my god, this is gonna be amazing.
Give you more
Dude, this shit with Plague Doctor is actually insane, by the way.
A little bit more upfront bold.
Yeah.
So nothing.
That's actually
crazy,
fair, by the way, because it has Blight, right?
It feels solid without being kind of overbearing.
Okay.
And then on the Grandmaster side, we have Corrupted Talent, gain life force when entering Harbinger Shroud. This is going to guarantee that you have a little bit more, as we saw earlier with the life force draining to heal you while you're in combat. You're going to have a little bit.
The first trait is just you're a Harbinger and you can use pistol, guys.
Life force to actually get a solid Shroud off.
Dude, I see the potion.
Talent's going to give you a little bit more.
He's going to mouse over it, Mella.
And what this also allows is you're going to see that you can enter Harbinger Shroud with no life force.
He's stalling so hard. He's being careful to not move it by accident.
So it's going to be a very short duration there. But if you do need the emergency to access either Vital Draw or any of the mobility skills, that is always going to be available.
Clever design, actually. I like that, actually. I think they've done a good job with this.
Hopping into the adept traits. Starting on the top, we're going to see a lot of power damage on the top. Top row traits, a little condition damage on the bottom line. And
25% mod. Nice.
Or elixir-related things in the center
That's
line.
Juicy. It's only strike damage and not Condi.
And Septic Corruption, these both are the Blight payoffs, looking at 1%.
Okay.
This is 0.5% in PvP and World of
That
World,
is juicy.
Goes up to 25.
That is a big mod.
Very large number to see.
Wow. I like that. Dude, it's kind of cool. You have to pick traits and you can be power or Condi, right? I kind of like it. Wait, is that a stack of poison?
And putting as much Blight in yourself as possible.
That's a lot of. I think that's a lot of poison, actually. That's a lot of damage.
With the slight addition of also making Shroud skill 2 apply poison, so that's up to 6 poison stacks if you hit all 6 of those projectiles. And in the middle here we have Vile Vials. On the first time this time.
Okay. Vuln slow.
Elixir cooldown reduction.
And do AoE
combos. Do anything particular with boons, but this is going to be a little bit more disruptive.
Oh no.
Get that slow and vulnerability on nearby.
Dude, that's a lot of slow.
You use an elixir.
6 seconds slow. I mean, that's going to be obviously lower in PvP.
Moving into the master tier of traits, we have Implaceable Foe.
Okay.
Stability and Harbinger Shroud. So this
all right, that's good.
Do this for all
that's a skill. That's a skill.
Anymore. Harbinger
that's a trait.
Seems like a solid
stab and ferocity.
Spot to give a little bit of stability back on Shroud. Reaper has it on their skill 3, so giving Harbinger access on a trait.
So it has a bit of,
really kind of enables that more diving, deep melee playstyle.
Maybe like a power like Doctor build.
Get into Harbinger Shroud, get some stability, dive in. Use
power assassin, pistol and PvP, pistol focus, bro. Spinal shivers with a 25% mod and more ferocity.
With 25 might.
Yep.
Down on the bottom, we're going to see pistol cooldown reduction.
There's the Condi one.
Something you could take regardless of build.
Dude, they really want you to run vitality on this.
Yeah, well, you have to. Otherwise, you're going to have 2 HP. Be a noodle.
Condition builds a little bit more, but obviously,
I mean, they're making it good. So
this is a viable trait. Get more life force.
We know what the mid one is.
More stuns. Just more access to those pistol skills.
CMC, do it.
This could definitely fall into any kind of build.
Show the middle trait.
And then here in the middle, here's kind of the boon support payoff of the Elixir.
Okay, it's only 5. It's fine.
AoE.
It's only 5
all boons, by the way. Okay, yeah.
Stuff like that. So
it's fine.
Looking at, I mean, obviously, Elixir of Ambition is the huge payoff here. If I come over to these golds that are my good friends,
oh my god, he gives every boon in the game.
And the Blight is not shared, so this is me taking on a little bit of Blight and giving a giant
this is a juicer
to all of my allies.
Okay, that's a juicer. Yeah.
This is like, this is a super powerful trait, like we see with the Soul Beast Stancher.
And you get more concentration based on my
Plague Doctor. Someone call for the doctor, Mala?
If it turns out to be too powerful,
dude, this build is so busted with Plague Doctor, man. You have boon duration, you have vitality, dude. 13% mod here. 13% fucking mod. AoE every boon in the game with elixirs.
Water break before hopping into the Grandmaster traits.
And you do Condi damage too. And you do Condi damage as well.
This is god tier.
Yeah.
Alright, so Grandmaster
and
traits.
We haven't even got the GM
kind of
yet.
A common theme.
Give me the GM.
Common mechanical theme between the three of them, but they're all going to be, again, more in those power condition or boon duration type.
Honestly, dude, I like it. Like,
this is bug. I love it.
Starting with Cascading Corruption.
Okay.
This just gives you a little power up front.
Oh no!
And also, it's going to create this area effect around you while in Harbinger.
You pulse AoE damage every 3 seconds, and it cripples.
So this is really another reward for staying in Shroud for a long amount of time.
Small radius.
Just continual damage pulses. Excuse me.
All right.
Continual damage pulses to just get a little bit of extra pressure, reward you for building up this Blight, staying in this Shroud for a long time. And we're going to see similar mechanic on the condition damage side.
Bear in mind, he's not using any other trait lines
damage up front, and this is going to pulse torment and weakness.
No, I'm not really a big fan of this passive damage. Actually, I don't like that. Actually, I hope that isn't good in PvP. I don't like the really pulsy damage stuff, to be honest. Not a fan.
So torment and weakness, as opposed to a little bit of power damage.
Oh, pulsing weakness.
Hop back in here and show
any PvP gamers in the chat, guys? Any?
And finally, we're going to have the boon support Grandmaster
you
trait,
pulse
pulsing AoE quickness. So this is for yourself and nearby allies. We've seen a little bit of this on Reaper where they have that pulsing quickness for themselves. This one's a little bit less uptime overall, but it's going to be AoE, and obviously you can expect a lot more.
Dude, you can run full damage and give perma quickness with this.
Yeah.
So
because you don't need the elixir share. Yeah, you don't need it.
All these Grandmaster traits just really reward you for being in Shroud for a long time and really pushing that risk-reward side.
Because you get a lot of boon duration by having a lot of vitality anyway.
Yeah.
So that's all we've got to show off for the Harbinger here. Obviously, there's a lot more to dive into in terms of like gameplay and rotations and all that good stuff. But we don't want to spoil everything here. We show off all the skills, show off all the traits.
I love it.
Once you guys get your hands
on it,
I like it.
I love it.
It might be busted, but I actually like it.
You know what though?
And really start figuring things out.
Actually.
So I believe next we're going to hop over and talk a little bit about the Virtuoso.
That doesn't actually look super broken to me. Okay, in terms of the design, I think the numbers are probably pretty crazy. But with PvP splits, I think that's actually doable. I'm not a big fan of perma quickness or pulsing torment and weakness and shit.
Sharpens the power of their mind into deadly
it's very fucking strong in PvE.
Unlike traditional mesmer illusions,
that is
they wield these directly.
That is ridiculously good in PvE, to be honest. That's insane. You're gonna do damage and give every boon in the game, which can be extended. And do Condi damage or power damage at the same time. You can even do like a hybrid, like pure DPS with quickness build, like Firebrand basically. It's very strong in PvE. Per boons, it will be very high uptime of a lot of boons. Like it will give a lot of might, fury, stability uptime as well. Like because if you max out your boon duration, you're at 10 seconds on the elite, which is very high uptime when you have stuff like Chronos in the mix, right? When you have like some boon extension. Although I guess you'd probably run double of them, so you wouldn't necessarily have that. Honestly, you might actually want to ride the.
Right, so Indigo, why don't you start us off with the Virtuoso's lore?
Bad, just so you can get yourself insta perma.
As a Mesmer, the Virtuoso is very near and
I'm actually. I think it's surprisingly not as broken as it sounds. Actually, I don't know. I don't think it's actually as busted as it appears.
It's not as broken as Scourge, but
yeah.
Cantha is an ancient nation
it's good though.
Filled with
it's very
culture.
good.
And what you get with that kind of age is tradition and heritage.
I'm a little worried about some of those things in PvP, but it only has, it's going to have very low HP, so I think you get punished actually.
And the
I don't think it's
Mesmer is
actually
kind
that
of the
busted.
embodiment of those themes. At the monasteries in Shanghai, they've
fun design.